if only I knew then what I know now, I would do things different. Just the knowledge of myself is greater than what it was at an earlier age, and I feel that I should have given more thought, more depth as to what I really wanted and what was important for me, and given far more thought to my life and my future, and also been more honest with myself, and of which I regret not going through that when I got married. And at this time, after being married, I certainly don't want to go through that process again. That is one thing I have learned, is to become honest with myself and to really look into what it is I need for my life to be happy. I believe the key point in going through a divorce is to try to maintain some sense of a positive outlook through it, as hard as it is. A divorce is somewhat of a war, so it is very difficult to maintain a positive outlook, but it is so very important. It's important to really get through each day the best you can, and really look at it as a good situation for yourself and a healthy situation for your mate as well, that you're both going to a better place, and it really, if you can maintain any kind of a positive attitude, I think it is beneficial in the end. I was married for 9 years, but with him for a total of about 19 years. And we got together when I was young. I was 21 years old. And as time went on, I was approaching my 40s, and I would imagine that I had, say, a midlife crisis. And I was asking myself, am I happy? Is this what I want for the rest of my life? And I couldn't fully say yes, that's what I wanted. So that was really the beginning of what changed for me. He didn't feel the same way. That was unfortunate, and so I bared the just the emotion of breaking someone's heart and breaking a long relationship. In many ways was very good, but at the same time I had to be true to myself. Well, the process was of course it was very hard. It was very painful, and it's so hard to be direct, but it is also so important. And I think that I started distancing myself for a period of time. So there was that was probably where the problems began, and so it didn't make it easier, but for myself, I guess that was my tool to make it easier on myself to separate from him. And then at a certain point, I said I had to tell him. I did go to a counselor before I made that final decision, and I suppose that was just to bear my heart out, bare my soul, and to find out if I was doing the right thing. I needed some confirmation, and it helped seeing a counselor. I wanted to be questioned to know that I wasn't going crazy. I was making the right decision for myself. And so shortly after that, I told him that I wanted our marriage over. Honesty is always the best policy. As hard as it is, it's really what you want for yourself. It sets you free, and it sets your partner free too. It's painful, but it is the best thing. You want to know the truth.